Hi, and welcome to Business Trends with Mumtaz Wazar. I'm here today with Nafisa Farid, CEO of Power for Less. Nafisa, thank you so much for being here with me today.
It's my pleasure, Mumtaz.
Power for Less, you must be so busy with stage 4 load shedding, even in spring.
Definitely. People laugh when I say it's peak season for businesses in this industry, but the reality is a lot of South Africans have reached a point where they realize it's not seasonal. It's not driven by seasonal change or what people expected regarding wet coal. There is a crisis in this country, and this crisis is impacting South Africans. So, to put it mildly, whenever there's load shedding, there's a sudden urgency for individuals to get up and take control of their power.
You started looking for a solution all the way back from 2007, 2008. What drove you to look for a solution? Obviously, did you foresee what's happening right now?
It was gradual. The business was born in the energy sector. We've always been passionate about providing alternative and efficient solutions to the South African market. Initially, it was designing solutions that reduce demand, so becoming more efficient in your operations. And as the power needs of the country became greater and the supply became smaller, it was very evident that a solution needed to be designed to be able to cater for that need. So the business evolved into not only efficiency from birth, but efficiency and alternative.
You've got a product on the market at the moment, the MobiVault. The MobiVault is accessible to entry level right up until people who have their own needs. Am I correct?
So I think for Power for Less, one of the difference or differentiating factors of us as a company is that we provide solutions for every LSM. Previously there was this mindset that alternative power is only available for higher LSM. So if you had the capital and the financial capability, then you could afford to have an alternative power solution. So there was a market that was not catered for. And if they were catered for, the solutions were very limited. So the MobiVault Micro, which is our newest range, and the MobiVault is there to be able to provide every single individual with some level of power freedom during load shedding.
When I came in, I saw a box with a MobiVault, and then you mentioned that there's another product out that's very new at the moment that charges the devices wirelessly. So the previous product used to be connected to the DB board, and now you've got the wireless one. What is the difference, or rather, my question to you is, why would someone choose one or the other?
So the MobiVault did very, very well. And what we've done is, obviously, we're an industry of innovation, constantly evolving to ensure that firstly we meet the affordability mark of our customers, but we continuously better the offering in what they're buying. So we differentiated it on MobiVault and MobiVault Micro. The solution meets all the needs as the previous MobiVault, except the Micro has additional benefits. So the MobiVault, the 3 kilowatt and 5 kilowatt sizes can be connected into DB. That means directly plugged into DB by a master electrician that's qualified to understand how to install it. And the solutions from 2 kilowatt below offer the freedom on certain appliances during load shedding. The unique capability of this is that it is very compact. Apart from that, our previous MobiVaults could carry appliances, but it did not have an LED light on it. So the Micro has a light on the MobiVault. So if you're in a dark room, apart from the fact that you've got Wi-Fi, you can power your TV, you can run your laptops, your phones, it gives light in the room. So it's got various additional options where it makes it more user-friendly to the user. So it's got a power charging display on it. So every single time a individual plugs on a device, the readout will tell the individual how much power they're using from the device. So they're aware not to overburden the device and also understand how much power is remaining in it.
It's accessible to everyone in South Africa. For the benefit of my viewers, where could we purchase the MobiVault?
So as a business, we do not sell to the public. However, we supply wholesale. So our solutions are available at all Macro and all Builder stores nationwide. There are additional wholesalers that we have signed on, and we will be introducing our lines into their stores in the next couple of months. But at present, you are able to buy it at every Macro and Builders nationwide.
Nafisa, where's our country at the moment in terms of a solution for the energy issue that we're having? What do you foresee? Do we see a solution?
So right now, the utility is in crisis. They have a vision of what we've seen in the media of where they want to go. We've heard about their ideas, but we're yet to see it materialize. And even if steps are taken for them to materialize, it's not going to be overnight, that's for certain. In an industry where you are providing power into a utility, it doesn't happen overnight. There's no feed that automatically alleviates the burden that the country is facing. So to be realistic, individuals will expect what we're currently expecting, maybe even worse, for the next 2.5 to 3 years conservatively. So, there is a solution on the horizon, but the solution and the benefits are something that we're going to see only in a few years.
When you mentioned it could get worse in the next 2.5 to 3 years, are you saying that we could increase the load shedding schedule from stage 4 to 5, 6, or even above that, and get used to it?
Look,
as a way of life?
Just recently we experienced stage 6, and it was the second time in the history of South Africa that South Africans have experienced stage 6. So the first experience of stage 6 was very short-lived. But how long did we experience stage 6 very recently? And now stage 4 is becoming more of a norm to us.
Correct.
We've become accustomed to stage 4. So I believe that where we are heading at present is definitely to greater stages for the utility to be able to just relieve the burden on the utility. You must understand, if that they do not do this, we face a national blackout. So they have to load shed us. So while we can understand the reason, it's not easy. And we see it. I constantly have friends that message me to say that, can we sue the utility for our appliances burning up? But the reality is we can't. And the only way that we are going to be able to remain productive, save our investments and operate is by finding an alternative solution, or finding a solution that at least gives you some sort of relief during those periods.
Nafisa, as a South African population, are we a wasteful population? And the reason I ask you this is sometimes I'll be driving around and I'll see a building, and that building is lit up like a Christmas tree, and I'll go home to darkness. So do we have areas where we waste energy when we don't even have that energy?
That's a brilliant question. It's a question I would love to be asked, because we see a lot of tweets going around on these massive buildings in different precincts like Sandton alone, Rosebank, that are fully lit up when it is stage 4 load shedding. So obviously at that point, you need to be more efficient, because if everyone is more efficient, then the strain would be less, and maybe possibly we wouldn't experience stage 4 load shedding. But, the reality is it would be wrong for us to put that burden at those buildings' doors. Because for years, from the day that we experienced load shedding, we as consumers, just like you and myself, would get those notices that we need to reduce our demand in our homes. The question is, were we really reducing the demand when the utility was asking us, more like pleading to us, only switch on essential items? I can say I was not doing it. I was not going and switching off my geyser the first time load shedding occurred. I was not using my microwave and not cooking, because those are obviously items that draw a lot of power. I was functioning as normal until, boom, I was hit by stage 3.
Privatising the utility, what's your take on it?
That's a very political question, but I'll answer it as a South African. I believe, given the history of the utility and where it is right now, and the fact that the utility knew years before we experienced our first load shedding experience that it was not going to meet the demand of this country, that they should have put measures in place. Given that alone, I would say that at this very moment, I would support I would support that, because it would mean that there is a possibility that we would have power supplied consistently. Stations would be maintained correctly, and the financial structures would be managed more efficiently.
What is the future for alternate energy solutions?
So in a world of technology, in any field, it evolves constantly. Once upon a time, the thought of buying panels was very expensive. Today, the price per panel compared to what it used to be is chalk and cheese. I see that, the future holds power in a more compact form and a more powerful form. And if I just have to look at how our business products itself evolves, and how our lines grow, even when it comes to something as innovative as a smart geyser, the future holds endless possibilities.
Nafisa, thank you so much for being on my program, and thank you for affording me of your time. I enjoyed our conversation. I'm sure my viewers did too. Thank you.
It was an absolute pleasure. I enjoyed speaking to you, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you, Nafisa.